Okay, so finally got this stream up and running again. When I plugged in the phone, it said I could continue the last stream, so I tried that, but nobody found it, I don't think, and that would be weird. Then things would be out of sequence, you know, on the videos afterwards. I'm fine. I'm gonna run this screw in further. I thought that the action was shifting over too far, but I think now it's shifting over. I want it shifting over farther. Yeah, that's the sound I need, because I needed to miss the string. Sound we need. So I'll show you what I did. I just this stop screw controls how far the action moves over. I found it wasn't missing the third string like we wanted, and so I ran it in a little bit. Now it's going to miss that third string, and the tone now of the soft pedal is really usable, and it's a fun color change. Again, set as what I understand Yamaha asks for. It's like just almost going into the next grooves. So here's an example. This is the way I like to. So without the unicorda pedal. Dainty sound. There's the normal position, right? So let's see if I did like a Mozart. Colors change. The sound, if you don't mind, as you're listening to this piano. I'm just kind of, we're getting really close. We're just doing final evening of the hammers. I just changed how far the action shifts over on the unicorda. Tell me if the sound works out okay in this mic, if you feel like it sounds like a piano, because the sound here is really great. it's starting to just be so fun to play. I can do anything I was saying, like I think it, and the piano will do it. That's what. Sustained too, you know. Lightning fast repetition. See if there's any comments in the chat. Just trying to get some feedback how the sound is. I want to make sure it's good. Jeffrey says it's good. Beautiful sound. So I'm trusting you, Jeffrey. Okay. Okay, I was saying before that as I'm playing through the scales, evening things out, beautifying them a little bit, the thing that you're going to hear is it's going to sound like I'm playing a note louder than the others. But I'm also very sensitive as I'm playing to those notes have a different feel to them because I'm getting more sound for the same amount of work on the fingers. So it's easier to voice when you're the one plucking the keys. But this will give you an idea for it. Try and listen for when I stop on a note and pluck here. Notice how then it'll blend better after I poke it, hopefully. And I'm careful not to overwork one area too much because then you get messed in the head and and you'll just take it further down and down, and then before you know it, it's like, oh, we overdid it, I take practice not to overdo it. Okay, look, here's the note in the, let me see if I can untether us from the mic a little bit and free up the camera. Okay. I'm going to switch the camera around so I can see what we're filming here. So this, didn't switch, did it? Alright, so this, right at the break, it's the first note with plain wire that's not, right, it's not wrapped with copper there. The sound quality is different going over that break. And this note pops, right? So I need to needle that a bit. Okay, I'm going to set my camera here. Set you there so you can see how I'm needling it. So one of my goals is to make the transitions in the scale not noticeable. That's pretty good between the two notes on either side, but then the second one was loud. Kind of pop back, okay, need to do it again here. The second note in is kind of a thing. Sorry, I'm trying to get you where you can see and I can see and we can all see. And this is, if you saw behind the scenes how I'm working this tripod, you would give me a $20 sticker right away. This one keeps popping up. I'm gonna go deep on it. I'm gonna go really deep all the way down. Same thing on the other side here. Really simple in principle what we're doing here. It just takes practice listening for it. And just doing it and feeling comfortable with what's going to happen. You can imagine after you prep like 10 new pianos after this. Here. So on these big hammers, I'm going pretty much almost all the way down on the needle here. Started out, the top was voiced like this more, and this stuck out bigger. You're hearing all these other notes because I'm deeper there. Change color. There's kind of a gritty tone to them. Voicing the bass. No, we can't really. That's a bummer. I'll just prop the block up here. Maybe that'll help. Yay! Almost. Almost. Don't worry, I know this isn't very professional as far as filming goes. I've kind of given up on that because I was getting too hung up in that. Okay. And I just wanted to get the information out there. Just wanted to start doing it. When something's uneven, it will give, if something's, let me put it the other way around. If a section is even, it will give off a stronger sense overall of a solid tone. Rather than if you have a few that are sticking out, then the section might seem weak. Because you're judging based on the couple notes that were really strong, and you think, oh, that should be that same quality. It's not. And if you hit a really loud one, you know, that's not part of the smooth scale, it seems just not as solid of a sound. So I'm just evening them out. If I can, you know, make it better sounding. Let's see here. Okay. So we're just playing through now. Pinginess, it's a little out of character. I'm going to try and see if I can find the spot on the hammer where it is without messing up, you know, everything we have going on with the regular position. So I'm really just going light in the hammer, just like really just making a very, very shallow light coating of fluffiness. Nothing that the force of the hardness of the hammer underneath can't overcome. So that one kind of kings out. It's on the right. Let's see. On the right groove here. Let's see, I've got some chats here I'm going to listen to or take a look here as soon as I do this. Let me just poke this a bit. Let's see. Oh, there you can see through there. Sorry, I will get to your comments. Let me just poke this down here. I'm poking just to the right, and I'm really hardly even poking. I'm more like setting it down with the weight, half weight of my hand to break off a little crust. That metallic crust. Just because I want a little softer sound on this. Okay, I'm going to push this down. Then I'm going to just poke on that just to the right of the left and middle string groove. But I think I mentioned it before that if you boy, I'm having a hard time, aren't I? If you this is like comedy right now at this point. Okay, fix this wire. I'm tethered to the mic, and so that makes it a little more challenging to move this around. Okay, mic wire. Okay, here we are. That's a little better, eh? All right. Anyway, let's see. So, what I was saying was, when it develops deeper string grooves, just slightly deeper, it's actually, the tone's actually really good at that point. It's a nice thing. Okay, let's go to the chat here. Jeffrey says it has a nice range on the piano. Yeah, I mean a huge range, more than this mic could pick up for sure. Is it all to voice a piano without being an astute pianist? I don't think the sound is very good. To me, it sounds like the mic distorts, although I can hear the repeatability and other effects as well. Yeah. No, when I say good sound, we're not talking about. Why did this turn around on me here? Let's fix that up right. I don't mean that the mic sound is really good. We're trying to focus on the piano sound for sure. And there's going to be a lot of distortion because I don't have a great mic setup. We're just live streaming with very minimal equipment, okay? So what I'm trying to figure out, and I know there's going to be distortion, but I want to see if you can get a feel for how the piano sounds. It doesn't sound like a piano. Monitor headphones, see what I'm hearing, but it's hard for me to tell because I'll get the I'll be getting the sound of the whatchamacallit, the piano here, and my headphones won't block out the sound here in addition to whatever I'm hearing on the mic, so I'm not sure how that's going to go. if I use the mic of the camera, let's see if it's any better, if the sound's any better. Just a second. Sorry, I'm looking for my adapter. Here it is. I don't know if I can monitor the sound on the phone camera at the same time as play. I'm going to try it. Comments, if you wouldn't mind, just I'm gonna play a selection with the you should have sound back now, correct? I'm gonna play a selection with the phone mic, and then with this other mic. You tell me which one you like better. Okay, here's version A. And now I'm going to play with all right, so that's version A with the mic. Now I'm going to turn on the other mic and tell me if you like this one better. With the same musical selection, and I'll try and play with the same weight and everything. Tell me which one sounds better. B sounds better. That's what I thought. Yeah, okay. Yeah, cuz I think A chokes off the sustain of the piano that we're hearing. So, yeah, so we definitely get it. So that's a feel for the sound. Now let me get to your questions. Thank you for answering that. Because I'm continually trying. This is just a cheap mic, right? But it's powered with the phone, and I'm just trying to figure out how to get people to hear the best what I'm hearing. Okay, so now questions. Back to Heinz's question. Is it possible to voice a piano at all if you're not an astute pianist? Okay. And let me flip around here. Let me answer this personally. Okay, it's much easier to voice really well if you play the piano. Okay, and even if you learn to play like a piano player, even if you don't know any songs per se. Like I'll just make gestures. You don't have to play the right songs. You just have to play musical gestures sometimes. You know, even if it sounds like atonal music. Exploring the different dynamics and colors. So I think a lot of the weakness of a lot of piano technicians is that they can't voice really thoroughly because they're not playing the piano, not moving the keys in a variety of ways to hear things that otherwise they would notice. Also, they, you know, without the experience, they can't say, oh, well, I like this piano because it would work well for Mozart because, you know, this, or it would work well for this repertoire. So I would recommend, but, you know, playing the piano, it doesn't have to, like I said, it doesn't have to be songs. You could still learn scales, chromatic scales, and do pretty well if you just do that with octaves. But the secret is to do a whole variety of dynamics as you're listening to it. First of all, listen for notes that stick out with quiet tones. And I also should say, I think there was a gentleman who worked at the concert and artist department. He's the head technician, or was, for Steinway in New York, and I don't know that he plays, or if he does, I don't see him playing musical selections to test things. I just see him tuning. You know, anytime I've seen him, you know, work. So I think it's possible. It's just difficult. So I'd highly recommend learning something, you know, to practice things out. You know, and the hearing part, like what you're saying, to hear if it's balanced. You could go to concerts, you know, and just be around it a lot and get used to what are the pianists trying to do, what are those magical colors they're making. And can that piano that you're working on do that? So anyway, maybe you be the first one, Hein, to be like the best voicer. I don't know. Maybe you do play the piano. I don't know. And then Jesse Balboa had a question. When I was leveling the keys earlier today, I mentioned checking the level of the black keys. Are the black keys ever checked for spacing? I have some tightness between two black keys. Tightness between two black keys. There's no two black keys that are adjacent to each other, right? Is it just two keys that are affected, both, or what? Because you know what I mean? I mean, if you look at you just want to look at the fit of the key, whether or not the key bushing, when I was easing keys, I was squeezing those felts to make sure they had a gap, had a definite bump, so it moved up and down freely. But help me understand what the situation is. And see, I'm just going to listen a bit while you type that in if you're still there. I don't know if we still have Jesse Balboa here, but you can have, oh, okay, for instance, the G sharp and the A sharp are too close together, makes playing the A get stuck or something like that. I mean, the keys should be spaced so that they're apart from one another for sure. right? And both, the wood between them can't make contact. If it does, you need to remove some material off of that wood. Take the key out, sand it on the sides, whatever. You can also bend these pins. I'll show you in here again. You can, if the key is, you're saying these are like too close together, squeezing close together, and so something's, or I guess it was these two. So something's affecting this A, right? Oh, you're saying like they're too close together, you can't play an A in the chord? Well, I mean, as long as they're moving freely, as long as they're moving freely and not rubbing against it, your finger probably, shouldn't be up in there. It should be down here, right? So it shouldn't have to be in between. If it is, you need maybe a new fingering for what you're doing, right? Because you're usually not, you're not ever playing in between up there. But that being said, down here, if you wanted to space it over, you can get a tool to bend these front rail pins over. But be aware that if I bend this out that way and that way, the backs are going to do the opposite and come in towards the middle, right? So let me show you the tool I used to bend that front rail pin. Something like this. Okay, something like this. And then I bent it, I heated it with a torch and bent the angle so it's easy to bend the pins. You go under the punchings, okay, like so. And then I put a handle on this one actually, but so say you're under the punchings. Then from here you're able to twist one way or another. It'll bend that pin and this key will scoot over left or right. And you can do the same thing for the black keys if you reach through, okay? And so that might help you. I hope I'm understanding right. So, but that's what I would do. If you wanted to move the keys around, you bend the front rail to move around at the front, and then make sure there's clearance with the wood in the back. Okay. So that was a good question. I'm just going to do one final pick through this piano. I think we're through. So yeah, if you do have any questions, fire them right now because I'm about ready to call it a day. So. on the other. Let's see. I forgot what I was doing. Sorry. Anyway, so I think this piano's done. I think it's great. See if there's anything in the chat there. I'm just trying to give you a feel for the different colors. Has any new piano ever received so much attention as this one? Yes. Do I ever sleep? Landon. Landon's on here. He's I do sleep. That was Landon who was in the shop working. Anyway, if when I work on the brand new Steinway pianos, I'll spend anywhere from 8 to 10. Usually 8 to 10 hours is the average. If it's a Spirio, maybe another 12, another 2 hours or so. So about 12 hours prep. If I'm working on a Boston, or Yamaha, usually I budget about 4 or 5 hours. So we don't usually have the time allotted and expense, from the dealer to cover this extensive prep. But with a bigger instrument like this, C7, nice Yamaha, it's worth it. And I don't have any, I haven't edited these streams back to back, but I placed the mic in basically the same place as when we did the first evaluation. You can kind of check out and see, can I hear a difference? I don't know if the mic picks it up, but I can certainly, I feel comfortable playing this piano. My fingers feel good. I feel happy. I can express what I want. And I can play like anything I want, that I know. And lots of different colors. I mean, it's good. So I think it's ready. I think it's ready to go. Anyway, thanks for sharing. And this is a big project. But you know, not many pianos will sound this good either. You know. So the prep was worth it. Thanks for hanging on for the ride. If you're joining after this was live, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.